Hey coin lovers, welcome back to Coins Numismatic Series. Every coin has a secret, and today's one might just make you rich. Today, we're diving into two Lincoln pennies that appear ordinary at first glance, yet sit among the most studied, debated, and hunted coins in modern numismatics. These are not ancient rarities locked behind museum glass. These are coins pulled from circulation, discovered in pocket change, and still hiding in collections today. This is the story of the 1964 Lincoln penny and the 1972 D Lincoln penny, 2 cents that rewrote what rarity truly means. 1964 Lincoln penny 1 cent, coined by 1964. The Lincoln cent was already one of the most recognizable coins in American history, having debuted in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse portrait had remained largely unchanged for more than 5 decades, becoming a symbol of stability during periods of war, depression, and economic expansion. But behind that familiar profile, the year 1964 was anything but ordinary for the United States Mint. The nation was in the midst of a severe coin shortage. Rising silver prices had driven hoarding, vending machines were rejecting worn coins, and the public feared the disappearance of everyday change. In response, the U.S. Mint struck Lincoln cents in staggering numbers, operating at maximum capacity. The Philadelphia and Denver mints produced billions of pennies, making 1964 one of the highest mintage years in Lincoln cent history, at face value. This should have guaranteed commonness forever. But numismatics has never been ruled solely by quantity. It is ruled by anomalies. The 1964 Lincoln cent was struck primarily in a bronze composition of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, weighing 3.11 grams. Its reverse still carried Frank Gasparo's Lincoln Memorial design, introduced just 6 years earlier in 1959. Under magnification, the coin reflects the industrial pressure of mass production, rapidly prepared dies, shortened quality control windows, and immense output demands. And it is precisely under these conditions that rare errors were born. Among the most legendary 1964 Lincoln cent varieties are transitional and off-metal errors. While no officially sanctioned 1964 steel cent exists, persistent discoveries of alleged 1964 steel cents have fueled decades of debate. Some have been authenticated as plated or altered, while others remain under intense scrutiny. A genuine 1964 struck on a leftover steel planchet from 1943 would represent one of the most valuable modern U.S. coins ever confirmed. More definitively, 1964 cents are known for dramatic doubled dies, repunched mint marks on Denver issues, and off-center strikes resulting from misaligned planchets during high-speed production. Strong doubled die obverse can show visible separation in Lincoln's eye, beard, and lettering, and these varieties command premiums that can reach thousands of dollars in high-grade examples. Condition rarity further elevates the 1964 Lincoln cent. While billions were minted, very few survive today in pristine, full red condition with razor-sharp strikes. Most entered circulation immediately, picking up contact marks, abrasions, and discoloration. As a result, mint state red examples graded MS67 or higher by professional services have become intensely competitive at auction, often selling for prices that surprise non-collectors. The market demand for rare 1964 Lincoln cents remains strong because the coin sits at the crossroads of history and accessibility. Collectors love the idea that a coin once dismissed as ordinary could still be hiding in an old jar, waiting to be rediscovered. That possibility fuels sustained interest, particularly among roll hunters and error specialists. Today, most circulated 1964 pennies remain worth face value. But error varieties, transitional strikes, and top population certified examples can sell for hundreds, thousands, or more, depending on rarity and eye appeal. The lesson of the 1964 Lincoln cent is clear. Abundance does not eliminate the possibility of rarity. It simply hides it deeper. 1972. D Lincoln penny 1 cent coin. If the 1964 Lincoln cent represents rarity born from overproduction, the 1972 D Lincoln cent represents rarity born from imperfection. By the early 1970s, the U.S. Mint had fully transitioned into high-speed, automated production, relying on increasingly complex machinery to meet nationwide demand. The Lincoln cent remained copper-based, still weighing 3.11 grams, and still carrying Brenner's portrait and the Lincoln Memorial reverse. On paper, the 1972 D cent should have been another routine issued, it wasn't. Struck at the Denver Mint, the 1972 D Lincoln cent became infamous for one of the most dramatic double-die varieties ever discovered on a modern U.S. coin. Unlike minor machine doubling, true double dies occur during the die creation process itself, when the design is impressed multiple times at slightly different angles. The result is bold, unmistakable duplication that can be seen without magnification that on the most desirable 1972 double die varieties. The word liberty, the date, and the motto "I in God we trust" display strong separation. The doubling appears thick, rounded, and consistent, confirming its authenticity as a hub doubling error. While Philadelphia minted 1972 double dies are more widely known, certain Denver Mint errors are significantly scarcer and fiercely contested. The discovery of these coins shocked collectors because they entered circulation unnoticed. Thousands were spent, worn, and lost before the variety was identified. By the time awareness spread, many examples were already damaged beyond collectible grade, intensifying the rarity of well-preserved specimens beyond double dies. The 1972 D Lincoln cent is known for off-metal strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and die breaks caused by metal fatigue in overused dies. Some coins exhibit dramatic cuts, raised blobs of metal where the die had cracked or broken entirely. These errors serve as physical evidence of the stress placed on mint equipment during the era. Market value for the 1972 D Lincoln cent varies wildly based on variety and condition. Common circulated examples remain face value, but authenticated double die specimens can command prices ranging from several $100s in circulated grades to several $1,000s in mint state red. Exceptional pieces with strong eye appeal and full original color have crossed auction blocks for prices that rival early 20th century key dates. Collector demand for the 1972 D cent remains exceptionally strong because it offers visual drama. Unlike subtle varieties that require explanation, double dies announce themselves instantly. That visibility makes the coin popular not only among advanced numismatists, but also among newer collectors who want a tangible example of minting error history. Together, the 1964 and 1972 D Lincoln cents illustrate a powerful truth about American coinage. Rarity is not always about low mintage. Sometimes it is born from chaos, speed, and human limitation. These pennies remind us that history doesn't just live in gold and silver. Sometimes it's hiding in copper, waiting for someone curious enough to look twice. The next time you hear a penny hit the table, remember that history doesn't always shine. Sometimes it's copper, sometimes it's overlooked, and sometimes it's one small detail away from being priceless. The 1964 and 1972 D Lincoln pennies remind collectors that rarity is not just about age or metal, but about moments when machines faltered, pressure mounted, and perfection slipped. These are the coins that keep collectors searching, magnifiers ready, because the next great discovery may already be sitting in plain sight. And in numismatics, that possibility is worth far more than 1 cent.